Congratulations. 5 sets, 4 hours. Seemed to get stronger as the match went on. Assess your performance for us, if you would.
Yeah, great performance, man. Great battle, ultimately, all in all. I think, I think I returned exceptionally today. I thought I made a lot of returns. I made him play a lot. And I think that's something I've really improved on since I've hired David Witt, focusing a lot on that. And that paid a lot of dividends. I wish I served better throughout the match, but I served really well at the end, and that's kind of what counts. But yeah, I mean, that's probably the only thing I would critique. But yeah, I mean, Ben's an incredible player, man, and he comes up with goods a lot. It was definitely a tough match, but I think not just saying this because I won. We spoke in the locker room about it. I think the level was a lot higher this year than we played last year throughout the 5 sets. But yeah, it gets ultimately a great performance, and something I'm really happy about.
Congratulations once again. Name and affiliation. One question. If you have a follow-up, ask it when you're called upon, as opposed to a second follow-up. Okay? Ava?
Francis, congratulations. You've played your fair share of really, really big deal kind of matches with the good atmosphere and everything here. Was this one more meaningful having gone through the losses last year against Ben and then before that against Carlos, like being on the other side of it? Did it mean more today?
Well, I mean, the Carlos year was, also being Nadal there at a time, and so it was, it was tough, but it wasn't. Never in the semis of a slam. I felt like, I was like one of the biggest athletes in the world at the time. I felt like everyone was just loving me, so I wasn't really that. I mean, of course, I'm pissed. I would love to play a final, but it was such a great run that I wasn't really that pissed about. Just happy to be a part of that. But yeah, I mean, losing last year to him, I struggled for a long time. Played really, really bad for a very, very long time. And a lot of things have happened since then. I struggled. With a lot of things, motivation-wise and things like that. Haven't taken the game for granted and so many other things. So it was amazing to have that matchup. I was like, look, I'm gonna get to the round for sure. Like I really want that matchup, and I was like, Bill, please, no one upset him. Like it would be epic. It would be epic to do this again. Like, what are the chances? Obviously, it's bittersweet as third round, and I know how that feels like. Just losing 5 sets at Wimbledon third round, playing probably like the match of the tournament, but at the end of the day you lose and you lost in the third round. It's tough, but yeah, what an incredible match, incredible atmosphere. For a day match, it was epic.
Bill.
Congratulations, Bill Simonson, Tennis. Once again, Francis, you got an entire stadium howling for you, and it was a fun fest once again out there. Ben spoke highly of your impact on tennis and sports. It's a tough question, but what do you feel your impact has been on our sport over the years?
Well, I appreciate the words from Ben. I think, and I think he's definitely done that now. Obviously, he's a newer face of the tour, and but yeah, I think it's showing your personality. Obviously, diversity in sports is massive. Showing your personality, being you. You don't have to be, this, stand up, perfect class act guy all the time. You can be you, get pumped up, in however way you like to. Obviously, a lot of my celebrations, how I get pumped up is from other sports. I love ball, so a lot of my, celeries are from that. And but I think I've had an amazing crossover. A lot of people that follow and want to come watch that would never really watch tennis because of the story I have and my interest outside of the game. It's really helped the sport go forward. I really feel like from 2022 the U.S. Opens look totally different. And I would like to say I definitely had, a place in that. But tennis is in a great place, and I'm happy, with everything I've been able to do.
Howard and then Matt. Howard.
Francis, were you surprised, maybe even disappointed that this wasn't scheduled to be at night? And then I also wanted to ask you just about that moment at the net with Ben. It was kind of an extended thing there, it seemed like, and maybe if you'd be willing to share any of what the chat was.
Yeah, I think little bit of catch-22 for me. Like, you know, not playing night. I thought it was going to be for sure at night. All my friends and, you know, close ones, you know, saying how is not playing at night. I don't know how I'm going to get there, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the fact of the matter is we're not playing at night. It doesn't really matter. Like, I just want to win. I don't really care. And at the same time, it's like, you know, of course I wanted to be at night, but then at the same time, I was like, well, I lost at night last year, so maybe just a little bit something different, you know? So, like, you know, you think about these things a little bit too. You know, I'm not saying that out loud. I can say it now that the match is over, but, but I mean, it would have been cool at night. Look, it was epic during the day. I think everyone loved it. I don't really think it matters. People all over across the world could have watched it because it was during the day. And, you know, if maybe it's at 7, you know, maybe people in Europe and stuff like that can't watch. I think it was epic, and I think everybody enjoyed it. So it is what it is. And then at the net, yeah, I mean, he was just saying, like, you know, you're so cold at tennis, and you know that you better keep going. And he was pissed that I was so casual on that volley at the end. I was like, dude, it looked casual, but I was tight as hell. So, and you know, he's just saying a bunch of kind words and stuff like that, and you know, saying, you know, keep going and all the best to you going forward, and try to win the Open.
Matt.
Francis, well done. What do you think it was that allowed you to respond down 2-1 this time versus last year? And did your mind flash back at all to last year when you were down 2-1, sort of same situation, and then the match got away from you fairly quickly, but certainly a completely different response today?
Yeah, I think it's been something I've been doing much better. Just don't lay down. Something I've been priding myself on. Just don't lay down. You know, I mean, I've been working on myself, you know, so much. You know, have a mental guy, process guy, and I've, you know, been working on myself, kind of just look at the glass differently, and you know, I just want to win or lose matches knowing that the guy beat me, I didn't beat myself. You know, no free lunches, not trying to help my opponent get over the line. So obviously last year, you know, I fell away quickly, broke me twice, pretty unacceptable the way I lost in the end. And, you know, I was just like, look, you're going to hold serve, and keep in the scoreboard pressure and see what happens. And that's kind of what it was. You know, I was down 2-1. I was like, look, you got nothing else to do, nowhere else to be. Like, just keep going. You know, it was a tight set. It was not much in the match at that point. So don't, you know, you're fit. It's not very hot. Like, just keep going. So I'm just saying, I wasn't really, if you saw when I walked off, I wasn't really that concerned. I wasn't really that stressed out about it. I was just, let's just keep going. And the only thing you can focus on is my opening game in the fourth. And then just keep it rocking from there.
David.
Francis, David Kane, tennis.com. When you talk about the time in which you feel like you took tennis for granted, how did that manifest for you? And do you look back on that time as just a part of the process of adjusting to what it means to compete with the best in the game?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tough. Look, I mean, the margins are so tight. I mean, the depth in the game is incredible right now. So many guys are playing really well, and if you're not sharp, you can lose. Obviously, you've seen what happened to Carlos last night. You're just not sharp, you're going to lose. You're going to get clipped, man. Guys are good. And, you know, no one's light years better than anybody else. You know, even Carlos Sinner, these guys that are winning, Medvedev, win so much. Yeah, like, if you're not sharp and bringing, like, your ability that we all know you can, you're probably going to lose. And it's just the fact of the matter. Guys are really good, man. And, you know, during that time when I'm, you know, doing that, I'm losing a lot. And, you know, it was definitely tough. It's, you know, you got the ego that gets hurt and things like that. And you don't want to play and this, that, you don't want your practice is bad and you just go down a rabbit hole. But it's all part of the process, man. Like, you know, you need those moments because then these ones feel really good. You know, I mean, you know, outside of, you know, every tough moment, you know, success is at the end of the tunnel. But a lot of people quit right before that, and I wasn't trying to do that.
In the back.
Well played today, Francis.
Appreciate it, brother.
Ben said that basically you were probably the best, returner he'd ever played, like, so far this season. I just want to know, was the return, like, something you were really focused on going into the match, as in, you know, returning Ben's big serve?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was, returning has been a thing I've been, since I started with D-Wood, it's something that he's really been focusing on, for sure. before we started, he was like, "Look, like you play your return games way too relaxed. Like we need to address that." And I'm returning much better, man. I'm making a lot more returns. I'm making guys play, and it's funny. Like you feel suffocated after a while, knowing you're gonna play each and every point, and you saw a little bit at the end, like he was getting a little frustrated and going for broke, and not wanting to stay in points. But so yeah, I mean that's something I really focus on today for sure. Making play as much. Obviously, he's gonna hit some rockets that he's not gonna be able to touch. But if it was on my racket, just make it and let's put on the running shoes and let's play.
Willie.
You spoke about taking things for granted in the past, but now, how do you think you're defined by how hard you work?
I mean, it's not like I'm out here like running up Mount Kilimanjaro and all of a sudden, like I'm not changing anything crazy. It's just I just got the joy again, bro. I just love, you start looking outwards and being like, man, I'm blessed to do what I do. Like, playing Wimbledon, just on center court Wimbledon, like I really think if I, lost first round of Wimbledon when I was down 2-6 I probably wouldn't even be in this position. Playing Wimbledon, getting standing O, I've never been on center court. I've never sat at center court, never nothing. So when I walked out there, played epic with him, and I was just like, man, like people love to see what I do, and like the game's in a better place when I'm playing really well, and yeah, people like kids and people like really love to see what I do. And obviously, when you're losing as much as I did, playing on side courts and not really having great fanfare and things like that. So, so that joy came again. I wanted to practice. I wanted to just be me. I was ready to play. Obviously, I put myself in the hot seat making that clowns comment. So, then you gotta back yourself a little bit when you make comments like that. But it's been a fun ride, and obviously, once I get to the States, I love to play. I love to be in the States. I love competing in the States. So, yeah, I'm just in a good place mentally.
Tamani.
One follow-up, if I may. Oh, I thought
Bill,
you said there was time for
Yeah,
follow-up.
no, Tamani.
Francis, Damani Carroll from The Guardian. Congrats. On the court, you mentioned that Ben kind of was going for a lot of shots and can do a lot on the court, and it sounded a bit like the way people would speak about you in the past. What is it like being kind of the steadier player, like the vet in a way?
Well, let's not get it twisted, man. I still definitely hit a lot of crazy shots. Let's not get get that twisted for sure.
Less than half of his unforced errors,
For sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, I definitely want to play percentages a little bit more because he's so, he's a see ball, hit ball. But obviously he can get away with that because his serve is so good. So, my serve is good at times, can be patchy at times. So I can't do that as much as he does. But yeah. It's funny playing him, man, because you think you hit some good returns deep, and he's back foot. You're like, sure, he's gonna spin this cross, and we're gonna play it out, and he just ropes one up the line. I'm like, all right, bro, but he's just a hell of a player, man, and he's 21, man, like only gonna get better. Got a great coach in his dad, and works hard and loves the game, and he's so fearless. Yeah, he's a hell of a player, man.
We only have time for one more question, Craig.
Francis, Craig Gabriel, 9 Australia. It's interesting what you were just saying about Wimbledon, because Alexei Poprin from just before now had never ever seen the inside or stepped on ash before. But if you were to play him in the next round, what are your thoughts going into that? And also separately, if you were to play Novak, what would be your thoughts going in there?
I mean, Popin's playing the best tennis of his life right now. He's always been really talented. He's starting to put it together. He's got Malise with him and stuff like that. So, and Neville Godwin, he's been working really hard, man. He's a great guy. He's a great player. Obviously, he's gonna be tough. I mean, you don't expect anything easy at this point. He's won a Master Series a little bit ago. He's gonna play Novak tough. I don't even know what the score is. They just went out there, so it's gonna be tough. He's gonna serve big forehand, come to the net, do all those things. So you got to be ready. And then, I mean, Nole. I don't think I really need to, stroke him his egos. I mean, he's Novak. Like, he's done everything in the game I mean, it's incredible he's even out here. To be honest with you, like if I did what he did after the gold medal, I'm just staying in Serbia and I'm chilling, drinking like crazy. And I was like, but I mean, that's why he is who he is, right? I mean, he's an unbelievable guy too. Me and him crack jokes all the time. I mean, I really like that dude. But yeah, man. I mean, 37 to want to come back out here. I mean, that's insanity. But hey, man, teach his own.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.